Today we'll be working in my workbook called On the Plains of Moab, numbers 25 through 31. Looking at the table of contents, we have completed the censuses, the new census, because they're about ready to enter the promised land. And then, of course, they know how the land is going to be divided. And so in chapter 4, we get this situation where Zelophehad only had daughters and he dies. And so what happens to his inheritance of land? So the daughters make a case and they win that they should get it. And there's a provision for what happens. So we're moving on now and go into our next chapter. Chapter 5, Moses and Joshua as Moses' successor, numbers 27:12 through 23.
Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go up this mountain in the Abiram range and see the land I have given the Israelites. After you have seen it, you too will be gathered to your people, as your brother Aaron was. For when the community rebelled at the waters in the desert of Zin, both of you disobeyed my command to honor me as holy before their eyes. These were the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, in the desert of Zin."
Where is Moses to go before he dies and why?
Go up this mountain in the Abiram range and see the land I have given the Israelites.
From the next page, we know the specific mountain. What is it?
Mount Neob.
I'll have to read it, see what it says. Mount Nemo. Right.
Nemo.
Yeah.
Nemo.
After Moses sees the promised land from the mountain, what is going to happen?
Be gathered to your people, he will die.
Right. Why does Moses not get to enter the promised land?
He disobeyed God's command of the waters in the desert of Zin.
Right. So Miriam, Moses' sister, died in the first month of the 40th year. Aaron, Moses' brother, dies in the 5th month of the 40th year, and it appears that Moses will die in the 11th month of the 40th year. Although there's a lot of writing and stuff after that, so it feels like it's a long time. But so a little side here, the death of Moses. Although Lord tells Moses to do this, this actually happens a few months later. So after he's told, as Moses still has several events to participate in. His death is described in Numbers 34. Go ahead and read that if you can.
Yeah. Then Moses climbed Mount Nebo from the plains of Moab to the top of Pisgah, across from Jericho. There the Lord showed him the whole land, from Gilead to Dan, all the Naphtali, the territory of Ephraim and Manasseh, all the land of Judah as far as the Mediterranean Sea, the Negev, and the whole region from the valley of Jericho, the city of palms, as far as Zorah. Then the Lord said to him, "This is the land I promised an oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, when I said, I will give it to your descendants. I have let you see it with your eyes, but you will not cross over into it." And Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in Moab, as the Lord had said. He buried him in Moab, in the valley opposite Beth Peor.
Right. In present day, this is present day. This is known as Mount Nemo, part of the Abraham mountain range. The view from the summit provides a panorama of the West Bank across the Jordan River Valley. The city of Jericho is usually visible from the summit, as is Jerusalem on a very clear day. So this is what he would have seen, other than the cities probably weren't there so much. But this may not be as clear as it was at that time either, but still it's interesting some of these places exist today.
Yeah. And Moses said to the Lord, "May the Lord, the God who gives breath to all living things, appoint someone over this community to go out and come in before them, one who will lead them out and bring them in, so the Lord's people will not be like sheep without a shepherd."
Did Moses lash out at God for the death sentence?
No.
What was Moses most concerned about?
The leader for the Israelites.
According to Moses, this new leader should have the following qualities. Complete A,
To go out and come in before them.
he should be an active, visible guide in both daily civil administration and military campaigns. B,
One who will lead them out and bring them in.
this leader is responsible for the protection, care, and provision of the people, similar to a shepherd managing a flock's safety. Moses is concerned that the people will not be like sheep without a
shepherd.
The Lord's people being like a sheep without a shepherd is a good description of what happened when Joshua died and the time of Judges resulted where everyone did what was right in their own eyes. Did Moses recommend anyone to the Lord?
No. So the Lord said to Moses, take Joshua, son of Nun, a man in whom is the spirit of leadership, and lay your hand on him. Have him stand before Eleazar, the priest, and the entire assembly, and commission him in their presence. Give him some of your authority so the whole Israelite community will obey him.
Who does God pick?
Joshua.
Why does he pick him?
A man in whom is the spirit of leadership.
We already see the spirit of leadership in two circumstances. Exodus 17, 10, 13. So Joshua fought the Amalekites as Moses had ordered, and Moses, Aaron, and Hur went to the top of the hill. So Joshua overcame the Amalekite army with a sword. Numbers 14, 6 and 7. Joshua, son of Nun, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had explored the land, tore their clothes and said to the entire Israelite assembly, the land we passed through and explored is exceedingly good. What does God tell Moses to do first?
Lay your hand on him.
Laying on of his hand represents a formal public commissioning and transfer of leadership authority. It signifies the official appointment of a successor, empowering them with the wisdom and the authority needed to lead, while validating their spiritual readiness before the community. Who is to be around when Joshua is to be commissioned?
Eleazar, the priest, and the entire assembly.
Right. What does God tell Moses to do during the commissioning?
Give him some of your authority so the whole Israelite community obey him.
Right.
He is to stand before Eleazar, the priest, who will obtain decisions for him by inquiring of the Urim before the Lord. At this command, he and the entire community of the Israelites will go out, and at his command, they will come in.
Who is Joshua to stand before?
Eleazar.
What will Eleazar do for Joshua?
Obtain decisions for him by inquiring of the Urim before the Lord.
Based on Joshua's command, what will the Israelites do?
Go out, and at his command, they will come in.
The Urim and Thummim are explained on the next page. The following questions about them. Where were they normally stored in?
The breastplate of the high priest of Israel.
What were they used for?
Divine oracle.
Do we know for sure? Yeah, do we know for sure what they look like?
No.
When did they stop being used?
The destruction of the first temple.
There are a number of things used in the temple or by the priests in the Old Testament that are now missing. They are the Ark of the Tabernacle, the breastplate of the priest, and the Urim and Thummim. Why do you think God allowed these to become missing?
They're probably in the hidden well.
Yeah, or they might have certain power that he wants hidden away for now. We don't know, but I think they'll show up someday.
Yeah.
So what are the Urim and Thummim and what are they used for? The Urim and Thummim were sacred, mysterious objects like stones or lots placed in the breastplate of the high priest of Israel to discern God's will. They function as a divine oracle, usually for yes or no answers to critical national questions, such as going to war. Meaning, Urim often is translated as lights and Thummim as perfections or truth. Purpose, they were used by the high priest to inquire of God for guidance on matters involving the entire community. While the Bible does not explicitly describe them, many scholars believe they were two stones or sticks kept in the breastplate plate pouch with markings indicating different answers. Some traditions suggest they were stones that would light up or shine in specific patterns to give answers. No one knows what they look like. They were first mentioned in Exodus 28:30 and played a role in leadership, such as when Joshua succeeded Moses in Numbers 27:21. They ceased to be used after the destruction of the first temple. Various scriptures they're used in, you see them in Exodus 28:30, Leviticus 8:8, 1 Samuel 28:6, and Ezra 2:63. These items, while shrouded in mystery, represented the direct communication between God and the leaders of Israel.
Moses did as the Lord commanded him. He took Joshua and had him stand before Eleazar, the priest, and the whole assembly. Then he laid his hands on him and commissioned him as the Lord instructed through Moses.
Yeah. So, number 3, Moses asked the Lord to appoint
someone
over the community of the Israelites. 5, the mountain Moses went up on was called Mount
Nebo.
Okay. 6, Joshua was to stand before
Eleazar,
the priest. 8, Moses did not want the Israelites to be sheep without a
shepherd.
9, Urim is often translated as
light.
10, who did the Lord pick to replace Moses?
Joshua.
1 down, Eleazar will obtain decisions by inquiring of the
Urim
and Thummim before the Lord. 2, the mountain that Moses was to travel up to was in the
Abraham
range. And 4, Moses was to die in the
11
month of the 40th year since leaving Egypt. 7, the city of
Jericho
is usually visible from Mount Nebo. So that's how that goes.
Yeah, and that's